I cannot help but notice you bear the moon and stars. So you are an associate of the dames? Might I trouble you for some assistance? You'll be rewarded, of course.
And who exactly would I be assisting?
Oh, forgive me. I am Etienne, a humble merchant, though fortunate enough to count the dame among my acquaintances. I have business beyond these walls, but the guards have grown somewhat suspicious of my comings and goings of late. I was hoping someone might be kind enough to go in my stead. And who better than someone in the employ of the Vale's proprietress? Would you be willing to help a fellow in his hour of need?
Why not?
Marvelous. The task is simple enough. Pass through the gate and deliver packages to a few of my most valued clients. There are 3 in total: a grocer, an apothecary, and a distiller. You need only mention that the items you carry are fresh from the master's table.
Nothing dangerous, I hope.
Why, of course not. Merely trifles which folk beyond the checkpoint are keen to get their hands on. And though I cannot prevent you from peeking, I advise that you don't. Strongly advise.
I have no business with Branded.
Well, I have business with you. A package. Fresh from the master's table.
I do not know you. Where is the merchant, Etienne?
Somewhere the gate guards won't be paying him or his affairs any mind.
Fine. Hand over the goods and be gone. This is lighter than usual. Branded, if I discover...
I can always take it back.
You will do no such thing. Your master should cut out. Had you been the tool of any other man, I would see you clapped in chains. Payment.
Cigars.
Those cigars are worth more.
It all smells so delightful.
I warn you now, I don't sell to your kind, whether you have the coin or not.
Etienneson.
Didn't know he had his own bearer. Business must be booming. That is no burden off my back. And this.
All this for a drink.
Not just any drink. The guards find that, they'll seize it before you can blink. Etienne likes it. Tell him there's more where that came from. For a price.
Of course.
Give me one of those hands. The biggest.
You say these are all from Dalmekia?
There's nothing here for your...
I have a delivery from Etienne.
Why, Didn't you say so? Times are hard. But this here, it'll make... Sorry about the welcome. I meant nothing by it. Here.
Perfume.
Oriflamme's finest.
Perfume, cigars, and spirits. Someone has expensive tastes. The question is, how can they afford to maintain them? I suppose there's only one way to find out.
Ah, you have returned.
I believe these are yours.
Delightful. The dame will be pleased.
You don't say. And would she be pleased to learn what you had to exchange for those items?
You mean the crystals? No need to be coy, my boy.
Why not just tell me in the first place?
An honest man wears deception like shackles about his ankles. I couldn't risk you stumbling under the... After all, we both know the punishment for dealing in unsanctioned crystals. Even such morsels, and if you don't know what this day's work may have cost you, then, well, I dare say, despite the risk, our friends beyond the wall gladly give their finest and most treasured wares for the
I didn't realize crystals were so scarce.
as scarce as chocobo teeth, hence the thriving market for even the scanner. Do you think it vulgar that I profit from...
I think you're doing what you believe.
Yeah, indeed, a reward for a job well done. I have the goods I was commissioned to gather, and I thank you, as will our mutual friend when she...
Sergeant's got it in for us two. As if either of us needs to brush... Huh. Where's your commanding officer branded?
Hey, you lost or something? Sorry, but the Imperial Guard's got no use for your kind.
I'm just passing.
Don't bloody believe
That'll be why he's strutting about like he owns the...
the Dane laughed when we offered her our protection. You reckon this prick's really worth a couple of the Emperor?
I dare... How about it, branded?
I'd rather not.
Oh, no doubt. Only chivalrous souls that we are.
Fine. If it'll put your mind at ease.
Oh, and just so you know, take a moment to get ready if you... Now...
If that's what you want.
Oh, and when you go crying to your mistress, tell her it was Leon who gave you the pounding. Use all the dirty tricks you want, Brandon. All right. So you know one end of a blade from the other. Fuck me.
What the hell are you playing at, Leon? Ah, so it's a real challenge he wants, is it? Fine. Sword up, bearer. Let's have some fun, shall we? How'd a bearer win the dame's favour anyway?
By knowing when to hold my tongue for a start.
It's only got potential. I'll give you that. I'll be damned.
Can I go now?
Grieger's gas. The bastard didn't even break a sweat.
The dame's man or no, he's still a branded. Best hope the so...
Yeah, not after the bullocking he gave us for missing drills. Might be the old sod had a point.
I'll leave you to it.
Yeah, good bloody riddance.
Do us a favour. If you have to tell the dame about this, tell her we got a good few hits in, eh?
Heard the bones fell favourably. To the Vale, then.
I don't know how a bearer came by the moon and stars, but thank goodness I found you. Can I trust you to be discreet?
About what?
About this. About what I wish to ask of you. About the fact that I, a humble creature, assist the Dame of the Vale in her endeavours. As unlikely as it may seem, there are those within the upper echelons of Samberquois society who find the Empire's treatment of bearers to be barbaric.
All right. But what do you want from me?
This town is carried upon the backs of its bearers, and yet many would see their servants starve. Not for the want of coin, simple fare cost little more than a pittance, but to revel in the suffering of others, a simple act of cruelty. Contemptible though it is, my country... would sooner cut off their noses to spite their faces than see their bearers fed. And despite my best attempts at secrecy, my efforts to do... Which brings me to my request.
Fine.
Oh, thank you. An extra meal may... Here. Deliver... What food I can provide goes where the need is greatest. And today, that happens to be the bat. 3 bearers, overworked and underfed. Not permitted a moment's rest.
It's no wonder so many die before.
Tragic, true, but do not let anger make you careless. People will view this act of mercy as an undermine. Be discreet for both our sakes, and for the sake of those we feed. Oh, and when you're finished, a word in the ear of one of the dame's girls.
You won't be staying.
I'm afraid not. I am expected back in the capital, and of...
Crystal's curse is bad enough. We can't let people starve as well.
It's not been half a moon.
Are you waiting for it to heal on its own? Huh?
Looks like now's not the... I have something for you.
From the Chamberlain.
You need to leave.
Branded! Who told you to rest? Stoke those damn flames! And you! If you've got a message for me, out with it!
You look like you need a rest.
Not half as much as I need this. Thank you. I daren't eat it here, though.
Oh, has it always been that?
Oh, it was worse before the Chamberlain.
That's something at least.
You'll work faster next time if you know it.
Yeah. It looks like you need it.
The Chamberlain must, but alas, my work is far from over.
You need to
But I won't. I've wounds.
And what of your own?
And wait.
A drover has more regard for his cattle than the Empire does its bearers. Anyway, we'd better head to the Vale.
All right.
Business. Don't know.
Ah, so just as well. I hear his friends back at court have been...
So he really...
There was a time when he was the Vale's most illustrious customer. Us girls thought he was one of the only people round here who seemed...
Rare for one in it.
A fact not wasted on the dame. A little nudge from her is all it took. My sisters and I may have lost an uncle, but bearers are being fed for it.
Glad to hear it.
Gives you faith, though, doesn't it? It's no wonder the dame's got a soft...
Well then, I suppose you'll need a little something to...
The markets are
Heard the bones fell five.
I'm looking for a man with a scar over his eye.
Looking for a man? Does this look like a brothel, Branded? Fuck off!
Hold your tongue. He wears the dame's brooch. One word from him and the Vale's doors will be barred to us for good.
There's only one man in the garrison with a dodgy eye. His name's Yannick. I haven't seen him around lately, though.
On account of him being in Moor. Yannick left...
The dame thing. Moor is the last village on the road to Oriflamme. I should let Isabel know where I'm headed.
Clive, tell me you bear good tidings.
That remains to be seen.
Oh, Tatienne, you could have...
This Yannick. The soldiers I spoke to believe he's in the village. According to them, he claimed to have some business with a merchant there.
And you plan on traveling to Moor?
Isn't that what you want?
Oh, it is, but I fear sending you there may cause more harm than good. You'll find they have little love for bearers, and they will not hesitate. There is a man in Moor who owes... His name is Bertrand, and he works at the stable.
I shall return as soon. Oriflamme, how many bearers suffer to keep your granaries full?
My wounds, boy.
You, Randy, here. You're late. What kept you?
Late for what?
Did they tell you nothing? Oh, well...
Or am I? He's over that way, towards the...
For someone whose son's in mortal danger, he didn't seem all that worried. Something's not right here. I need to be careful.
The wolf! It's going to eat me!
What if I can help it? Stay back. I'll deal with this. Get him! That's enough!
supposed to kill Wolfie. You were supposed to die. Father will have you whipped for this. Bearers aren't supposed to win. They never win.
What is this? Your father said you were being attacked.
You're not supposed to talk. Stop looking at me like that. We were only having fun.
Having fun?
Why are you still speaking?
The wolf's work, no doubt. Someone needs to put an end.
You, Brandy, come here this instant. How dare you frighten my son? That wolf was trained. You are the entertainment, nothing more.
Nor am I.
See? I told you, he talks too much. It's not right.
You're not the Branded I bought. Well, the sins of the slave are the sins of the
That unlucky wretch. I'm beholden to no one.
Lies! Do you think I cannot...
Shut your mouth and listen. Those bearers you killed, they were people. They felt fear and pain, and unless you wish to share in their suffering, you would do well to remember we are not your playthings.
Father, he's scaring me.
How?
Another hound. A bigger one. A better...
Of course, my son. I'll have the villagers fetch us another. With jaws power...
I'm wasting my time. But I can't just leave those bearers lying out there. They deserve that much. I can do it. How many bearers have lost their lives to this nobleman's sport?
More victims of the Noble's Gate. You must be Clive.
How do you know my name?
The Dame. Never gets any easier, burying the dead.
Is that what you're here to do?
The mistress has me see to it that none are left to the crows. Since you're here, can you give me a hand?
Gladly.
May their burden finally be lifted. I take it you slew the nobleman's pet?
I did. How can they think?
Simple. Bearers are tools when they're needed, and toys when they're not. Still. Such a...
Father! Father!
Is this your doing?
Of course not. Wolves kill. It's in their nature. Invite same with bearers. Fed or not, they don't lack for fangs. The realm's nest two murderous bastards, and I won't mourn the loss. Here.
You don't have to.
Take it. Till then.
her out of her pen while I did my chores. But she hasn't come back yet. I think she's lost. Please, can you help me look for her?
I can't promise I'll find her, but I'll try. Describe her to me.
She's beautiful white hair. She lets me stroke her when I'm sad. She's ever such a good girl. So quiet and kind. And she likes walking in the wheat. Oh, she must be starving too. She hasn't eaten anything since yesterday. It is my job to feed her.
In that case, let's not keep her waiting. That's a lot of field to search. With a little luck, someone might have seen her. You work these fields?
A branded. Why should I help?
Because a girl from the village asked me to find her.
Chloe, is it? Last I saw, the filthy creature was... That girl's old enough to know she should tie her pet up.
The windmill.
Off with you now. I won't have...
Chloe? Someone napping on the job. I hope they don't mind the... The crystal's curse.
Chloe, I was calling you. Didn't you hear me?
What?
Get up now. You've slept long enough. It's time to go home. Chloe? Why did you already turn into a rock? I only made you do a bit of magic. You knew you were my favourite. None of the other Chloes had pretty hair. It could be months before Dad gives me another one. I have to wait until they're too tired to work anymore.
Is that all she was to you?
She's not dead. She's a rock.
That? The crystal's curse? That's just how she died. And now she's gone forever.
Giving another bearer her name.
No, don't say that.
It's true. And without that brand, she would have been just another girl. Somebody's daughter. Just like you.
But Dad said...
They do. But you became Chloe's family when you took her in.
Stay down! It's over! Over here.
If the people of Moor are as intolerant as Isabel says, it's no wonder the Empire never sent my unit here. Are you Bertrand? The dame sent me.
Sounds about right. Only time I hear from her is when she wants something. Well, go on then. What is it?
One of her courtesans has gone missing. and I need to find her. A soldier who may have information on her whereabouts is rumored to have come here to meet.
Many traders stopped to peddle their wares, but only one.
Is he still a
trader? Oh, yeah. If you seek him out, fact is, folks round here would sooner hang a brat, and that's even with the dame's brooch for protection.
Understood.
What do you want? Good riddance.
Weren't expecting any new branded until the new moon.
What's this? A branded?
I come to you from Northreach.
Why, of course I have.
Rumor has it you were seen arguing with a soldier some few...
Yeah, he had a comb which he claimed was an antique. Said he wanted to... But old though it was, an antique it most certainly was not, as I told him. Nevertheless, he insisted that it was of... I stood firm, however. And for all his bluster...
And do you know where he went?
My customers aren't usually in the habit of telling me whither they are bound.
My thanks.
Not at all. I would do... be sure and tell her.
It smells of death here, Torgal. Wolves. We can't let them get any closer to the village.
Stay down! Get him, boy! It's over.
Damn it all. Body. Well, the wolves have been busy. But the blood is long dry. So it is you, Tatienne.
If that's true, then the body next to hers will be Yannick's. The girl Yannick went off to sea every night. You said her name was Tatienne.
You.
Now, why would I do that? Unless you think I'd have good reason, by the looks of things.
We both found who we were searching for.
Nah, he was a jealous sod. Couldn't stand the thought of his woman with someone. Then one day he sees her with a new comb. Thinks she's got herself a new gallant. We know it's all talk, but then he disappears off to more for some dealing.
If you mean this comb...
He might not be
I think he meant to ask her something else. He stole the old comb and bought her a new one.
Wed? Where would they have gone? Certainly not back to Northreach, and we all know what happens to deserters. Tell the dame I'm sorry. When the lads come to collect Yannick's body, I'll see that Tatienne is delivered.
Is that what?
Oh, there won't be any covering up this mess. Speaking of which, could you tell her what happened?
I need to tell Isabel. Perhaps the comb will give her something to remember Tatienne by.
If it was... You are still in one piece, I see. You will be pleased to hear that they said they would meet you at a little chapel to the east of here.
Thank you, but you needn't have come all this way just to tell me. I was on my way to see you.
You found... I see. It is by no means uncommon for a client to fall for a courtesan. Especially a client who's young and far from home. But rarely do such tales have happy endings.
I found this with Tatienne.
Thank you for returning it. I shall see that it has a place on her pyre.
I should go.
Before you do, the Vale counts among its patrons several high-ranking officers of the... According to one of the looser-tongued gentlemen, it would appear...
Not to mention the same thing.
But did he mention that it was all of the legions? This is no mere skirmish. But that couldn't possibly be true now, could it? Take care, Clive.
I will.
Weren't expecting anyone around.
Any trouble on the way?
None worth mentioning.
As I was telling Jill, it's worse than I thought. The capital's crawling with soldiers.
And here I am, the deserter come home.
Which is why we'll be taking the back door. Cheer up, you two. Can't think of a safer place in the Empire than a... brothel.
Really? Doesn't seem very private.
So then, how do we proceed?
We'll be using the glass gate. Tonight, just after sunset.
Where the shards are loaded for transport. That is one of the most heavily guarded points in all of Sambrec.
But not the most, which is a start. Besides, I know a shortcut straight to the heart.
A shortcut? And how exactly did you come to know about this fatal chink in the Empire's armor?
Let's just say I may have attempted something similar before. And may have ended up running for dear life after being discovered by Bahamut, but that's not important.
Sid, if the Mother Crystals truly are the cause of the Blight...
If? You wound me, Jill.
What I'm trying to say is, if the powers that be know all of this, why do they sit idle and allow it to continue?
In case you haven't noticed, the God-fearing people of this realm and their pious leaders care for but one thing, themselves. And they'll do whatever it takes to hold on to power. The rest of us are just a means to an end. The moment you raise your voice against them, you're decried as an outlaw, clapped in irons and slung in a cell to rot.
An outlaw.
Whoever controls the crystals controls the realm. But our kind can wield magic without them. To our rulers, we must seem the most convenient of tools, and the most dangerous.
But what makes them think they have the right to use us? To leave us to die when our bodies are spent?
Does a nobleman weep for a broken mug? A torn tunic? Our fate means nothing to them. No, this isn't a battle you can win with words. Believe me, I've tried, but nothing ever gets through. The world is simply not ready to listen. So to hell with talking. If they won't give us a say, we'll decide our fates another way. You can't blame a man for wanting to bring an end to all this, can you?
I can't. But what of all the people you mean to rob of their comforts? Are you happy for them to call you outlaw?
Sid the Outlaw. Ah, that'll do me.
You might at least pretend to take this seriously.
Have a little faith, Jill. Even if you don't think much of my choice of digs. If it means my deeds will be remembered, I'll gladly play the role of villain. First, we have a gate to crash. And once we're in, there'll be no turning back. So you best make ready. The world won't save itself.